to Do a Skid episode
That's me pedaling.
4
or 5.
Yeah, one of the
We're
two.
not really sure.
I think it's 4. Today we have with us Pete and Lee from Two Wheels Only.
Hello.
Yes, you may have heard us mention those on the past because not only do they offer 15% off for all YouTube subscribers.
Just want us for the discount, don't you? That's what
That's the only bit, yeah, we just use, yeah.
Within the first 15 seconds, all he's mentioned is discount.
Yeah. But we're sending people to the shop.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But yes, hit the subscribe button and then you'll get the discount.
Sort it out.
But it's an awesome shop as well. We'll come into that shortly. So what we're going to go through is do an intro to the guys first of all, about them, their riding, then a little bit about the shop and the bike industry as a whole, which I think is quite changing at the moment. There's a lot going on. And then we're going to do some Q&A questions that they've put out on their social media.
They're not very good. They're slightly dangerous.
Yeah, I had a couple of good ones sent through to us as well. So yeah, we'll move on to them. And I'm sure Cooper's always got some questions as well.
Oh, yes.
He looks like he has, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just sat there waiting.
My first question is, what is Fiddlecock?
It's a water bottle.
It's a magnetic water bottle.
Yeah, if it's Fiddlecock.
Yeah.
Oh, Fiddlecock.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Fiddlecock.
Fiddlecock.
I can see it now you've said it. I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
They'll never be sold as Fiddlecock.
They won't. No,
never.
no,
15% off Fiddlecocks
Yeah,
for
no,
subscribers. Right, so, yeah, Pete and Lee, first of all, tell us about your riding.
I'm really shit on a bike. Pete's a bit better.
Okay.
You should probably come and see
The end. The next question, please.
So how long have you been riding?
Me?
Yeah.
Pretty much this year, probably. And
Yeah.
I've always had bikes. I've always rode bikes. I've always done motocross, motorbikes, that sort of things. But actual proper mountain biking,
Yeah.
like having a go this year, pretty much.
Start at 22 on it really.
Started
Got a
22,
bike,
yeah.
so
Got a
we've
bike and actually made the effort to go out on it regularly and have a go to learn how to ride it.
So what bike you got at the minute?
I have got a giant Trans X Zero e-bike.
Most
Giant.
expensive bike you've ever seen
Yeah,
in
it is,
the entire
yeah.
world.
It's a Zero. It's got electronic suspension and everything. It's unbelievable. I look an absolute tool turning up to ride it. Got to be in it to win it.
All
ain't
the
you?
gear and all,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Wicked.
Yeah.
But I do tend to keep my bikes a little bit longer than Pete does.
Do you?
Pete can't even remember what bike he's got.
I mean, the short time I've known you, I've seen a different bike on
Yeah.
Facebook every week you post it up.
There's always things in the
What bike
pipeline.
have you got, Pete?
Oh, where's my start? I've got 3 at the minute. Currently got a Yeti SB140, new one,
Yeah.
that I've ridden twice and absolutely love it. It's a Yeti, it's just amazing. I have got a Newproof frame as well, which is currently sat in
Is
my
that the
garage.
purple one?
Yeah.
That had wheels on it last time I saw it.
It did, it no longer does.
Okay.
It's now sat in a frame box in my garage.
Right.
Mainly because I built the Yeti up, and I tend to swap bits between bikes.
Yeah.
So I start with a frame and then I just take everything across.
That's
And
what I do.
buy
Yeah.
it. It's the easiest way to do it in a lot of cases. And I have also got a Merida Big Trail hardtail,
Cool.
which is just great for a bit of commuting, bit of batting around, just good enough really.
You've always just got to have a spare hardtail, I
Being
think.
quite modest there, he's actually possibly a Merida UK ambassador, but he doesn't
I
like to
wish.
mention it.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not.
Hashtag Merida UK.
Hashtag Merida Bicycles UK. There you go.
Hit it up on Pete's Instagram. Slide into his DMs.
I wish. No, I like the Big Trail hardtail. I'm not really a massive hardtail fan,
Yeah.
but commuting wise, it's like 17 miles to work, so having something to ride forward and backwards on's alright. Can't do it on a full sus.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to be seen riding a 8-9 grand Yeti through Lichfield or Tamworth, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Quite frank. So having a hardtail that I can back around makes a lot of sense.
See, I like having a hardtail at the moment as well as the full sus e-bike because I just feel old school on it. Like chuck it around or whatever.
It
you know what I mean?
feels like original mountain biking.
Yeah.
Like, when I started, I've ridden all my life, but when I started probably like 10 years ago, the times of getting on a hardtail, like something cheap, I started on a Kona Shred 10 years ago, and that was phenomenal at, 17 years old. But like, you get on the back of a hardtail now and it's so quick and fun
And light.
yeah, and lively.
Yeah.
And for what you ride a hardtail on, they're fun.
We did the manuals skills loop course with Adam.
Yes.
So Mickey Finney was doing it on his e-bike, obviously 24, 25
Yeah.
kilograms or whatever, trying to lift it up. And one of the lads there was on his hardtail. He got the scout, so he was mine. He said, "Oh, have a go on mine." Finn literally nearly threw it over his head.
He said he did. He gave in.
Going into
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
difference is good fun, I think.
You get used to an e-bike weight,
Yeah.
and we'll get onto like e-bikes.
I don't know how Adam chucks him around though. Like he makes it look. He's going, "Oh, he's doing this," and I'm like, "Oh my days."
I think his height helps.
Yeah.
I think his height and strength helps that because they are heavy,
Yeah.
as you found. Like they're great, but until you get used to them, they are quite heavy to like.
So there you go, Coop. Your height would help you on an e-bike.
Yeah. Shredding
Honestly,
e-bikes, you're massive.
You're talking about jumps and stuff.
Just riding trail.
We never talk about jumps when I'm involved, do we, Pete?
No, we don't. Feet
Jumps
feet and
are not
wheels on
in
the
my
ground.
vocabulary.
3 feet high.
If my wheels
fine.
are off the ground, there is an
This is
aspect
my
of
kind
curve.
of bike.
Yeah.
Staying on the ground.
Yeah.
We've got Nige who will send some ridiculous stuff. Me and Lee.
There's no in
Wheels on the
between.
floor.
You've got
No, it's
like
not.
me and Pete who don't leave the floor, and Nigel just goes
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous. He's like,
Yeah.
why?
Only Nige on Instagram.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hashtag only Nige.
Have a look.
Add him
Check
up.
that out.
He needs
See what
some
I mean?
followers.
Yeah.
So having owned lots of bikes, can you pick a favourite? What's the one? Or have you got fond memories of one?
The original Yeti SP130s.
Yeah.
So in 2020, just prior to lockdown, we started doing Yeti, and I actually do because I was the same back then 3 years ago. I had an SP130 to start with, 29er, 150 fork, 130 rear, just does everything. Pedals well, sends well. Switch infinity system really does work on those Yetis. They're not cheap, don't get me wrong, they are expensive, but when you get on one compared to pretty much anything else, you do notice it.
Yeah,
You
roll
can feel it.
definitely.
Yeah, they are completely different.
The lack of rear end squat is a big.
Yeah.
There's words being thrown around here that are just
Fiddlecock and
straight over my head. The
Fiddlecock and
squat.
squat.
No, yeah, it's great. Like, they are expensive and they are a premium product,
Yeah.
but I think you do. I've always said like the Newproofs are amazing and Giants and Reeds, all this stuff are amazing. They're like 90-95%. The Yeti's 100% bike,
Yeah.
but you pay twice the
Yeah,
money
you
for
pay
it.
100% for
Like,
it, don't you?
and that's where like the Newproofs and the Readers and the Giants and the Treks are such good like value.
Yeah.
Whereas the Yeti, if you've just got
You
not
get what you
limited
pay for,
you
don't
do.
you?
Yeah, you
get
do.
what
Yeah.
you pay for.
Who's buying 90% of a bike?
Just
Like quality,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
feel,
sorry.
yeah.
it's 90% as good as the Yeti, but at half price.
Loading. Oh, no,
Yeah,
You missed it
nearly.
from wheel off.
Yeah.
Nearly there.
So have you just owned the one bike then?
No, I've had loads. I've always had bikes.
Okay.
I've always had bikes. I've just always messed
So
around
what's
on
been
them
your
rather than rode
favourite?
it properly. I've got to be honest, so I can actually answer this question
You can
properly.
now. Yeah.
So I've been through countless bikes the last 12 months, and
You have.
I don't deserve really. I'm not a good enough rider to sort of have enough say in picking what my favourite bike is, because I'm not really good enough as a rider. Anything's good enough really.
Yep.
But for me personally, the Trans X that I've got now, so the Trans XE, the 2023 now, isn't it?
Yeah, 22.
The same bike. The Trans XE. I had a Rain to start with, which is 170mm travel, mullet, slightly more aggressive, well, a lot more aggressive, slacker.
All e-bikes, by the way.
All e-bikes, yeah. Don't like to mention it. Yeah, the Rain was too much bike for me.
Yeah.
A lot heavier to throw around, a lot more aggressive, and I just didn't need it for my style of riding.
Good well put.
Whereas the Trans, it's 150 front, 140 rear, it's 29 front and back, and the 29 for me makes a massive difference. Just being able to, I like riding techie stuff, and just being able to skip over the terrain a lot easier with the 29 rear wheel makes a massive difference.
Your riding's come on so much
So
in 6 months. Yeah. Bit of confidence helps. It does. Yeah, it's got me helped.
yeah,
Being dragged down the golf field.
going from just about being able to meander down one of the off-piste trails off Snap It at Cannock to the Golfy definitely helped
In at the
confidence.
deep end.
But well, I wouldn't say confidence. I'd say character building.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That was thrown at the deep end.
I got down every trail one way or another most of the time without my bike, but I got down.
That's all right then.
Yeah.
It's a posh word for bullying, that, isn't it?
A little
Character
bit.
building.
Yeah,
Oh,
character
no.
building. I learned that, yeah.
Coop had a lot of character building as
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
I can imagine Pete did as well.
I did. Yeah, school was good
Yeah.
in a few ways.
But yeah, no, I sold my Trans X probably about a month ago, didn't I?
Yep.
And I was like, right, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that, and I had to go on a couple of other bikes, and they just weren't for me. I've literally ordered myself another Trans, got back on it, and it just feels like
Straight
home.
away.
Within a couple of rides, I'm
So
able
having
to
been
ride out.
through multiple e-bikes, have you tried multiple different brands of motor?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
More so than me, haven't you, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So which, from your experience of testing multiple ones, which do you personally prefer? Or what would you say the pros and cons?
I think it is a very personal thing. It depends how you ride the bike. So each motor and each brand of motor reacts very differently to what your input is. So, for instance, a Shimano motor like you've got on your Megawatt, they respond massively to cadence.
Yeah.
So you get that power out of the motor, but you've got to really put your cadence up, and you've got to pedal at a higher RPM to get the power out of the motor. Whereas something like a Yamaha or a Bosch system, they've got real peaky, punchy power. And you can hook a hard gear and just grind away, and they go. So it ultimately depends what you want and what you need. Because like myself, I rode a Shimano motor and I couldn't get out of that motor what I needed because I've got a bit of a smashed up leg and stuff. I need that little bit more power, and it just wasn't peaky enough. Whereas like the Yamaha or the Bosch is absolutely perfect. So I think that's sort of a personal choice more than anything. They're now everything's a pretty level playing field. Bros is slightly more peaky with its 90 newton meters, but we've seen them side by side and there's not a lot in it.
Very little.
It's much of a muchness.
Husqvarna are bringing out some motors as well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new stuff coming to the market.
Yeah, and is it SRAM? I saw that.
There's got
there's
SRAM are
talks
definitely doing
of
more.
them bringing one out.
Definitely. I think they're going to play on it, so it'll be like a gear. They'll connect like your rear gears, your single gears, effectively, and your drop post all to the motor.
Yeah,
which is clever.
That'd be
like
nice.
you charge one. You have all these wireless kit, and you charge one motor.
Yeah.
Well, we've just had that EXE come through, haven't we? Which is the first hard wire. So obviously AXS is generally wireless.
Yep.
The new EXE comes with hardwired AXS.
Yep.
So it all runs off your main battery. So you charge your main battery, and that powers everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
So obviously you've got the odd cable here and there, but for efficiency, it's.
I think that's
great.
the fun thing with
Don't got to
e-bikes
worry
as
about
well.
it.
Like mountain biking became quite stagnant for a while, where I think they were just coming up with things just for like remember like the old one forks or like the upside down
the left
chambers.
Yeah, left,
They're just
yeah,
bringing
yeah.
stuff out. I feel like just for the sake of it, just to got something.
Have you ever
new.
ridden one? Then?
I've read one of the lefties.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
It's a bit phenomenal.
Performance-wise, they're good. They look. They make you feel like you're just going to turn.
I feel
all the
like
time.
I feel like I bought 90% of a bike.
So you know you got two forks
exactly
on
how I
a bike.
feel.
Some just have like one, just goes down the one side.
Carbon leg.
90% of the bike.
It's
9%.
There you go.
yeah.
Imagine, can I know?
How does that work?
Effectively,
It
you've
just
got
does.
a screw thread that goes through into the hub on the front wheel
Right, yeah.
because you've only got one leg, and like they do ride half decent.
Yeah,
But
there's
you
a lot
look
of good
down-
feedback, but
But you look down and think,
I'll be
I'm
honest.
missing the right leg.
being a man of a certain stature, I don't feel I have much confidence. Two forks are like that underneath.
But yeah, so like I feel like the mountain bike industry became quite stagnant. There's just a bit of stuff, but e-bikes, it feels like there's a bit of excitement again.
It's something
There's
fresh.
new stuff, like
Something fresh.
yeah, new things coming out.
I really like on yours the Bluetooth gears.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
How sick is
Tar.
that?
yeah.
The last bike I had, it had a cable.
yeah, most do.
Bluetooth gears are phenomenal.
Especially
They're-
phenomenal when it happened. What happened to me the other week?
Ran out of battery.
No, it's I just had a slip on a route, real slow one. Obviously,
Did
sorted
you?
out a new
Yeah.
clip for it,
Yeah.
and it just bing come off. So my
What?
gear,
You can stick it in your pocket and change gear, can't you?
So I was riding down like this.
Yeah.
I was riding home, shifting
Of
gear,
course, yeah.
and then I was like, "Yeah, Jake, change gear for me." Like, it was
So
brilliant.
we tested that out to the extreme the other day at
did
work.
we?
And I was sat in the workshop with a bike with AXS on. Anton got the shifter and it shifted all the way. You know, the shop's pretty
solid
length.
shop.
Yeah.
Shifted all the way to the front door.
No,
Madness.
You still
What's that?
shifting?
Probably, I don't know, 100 yards.
yeah.
Yeah, it must be.
So it's very useful.
50
Bang it in
meters,
your
60
pocket.
meters. Yeah. Wireless gears
Pretty cool.
wireless gears are proper cool. Yeah,
And they're good for tuning as well. Or like
Yeah.
when you can just go on and knock
on
it
your
up,
app
up
and
or down or
update
whatever.
stuff and
So rather than
Yeah.
like having to,
Yeah.
How you would add cable tension, you do a micro shift with a button.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
So
press a
when you
few
get a
buttons.
bit of a click instead of
Re-indexing
giving
it or
a bit of a
whatever
tweak
it
and
was.
indexing it, you just give it a little tap and
Give it a little.
give it a little
Yeah,
tickle.
so it's-
Give it a
it's-
little
it's-
fiddle lock.
Grow up.
That's basically
Cool. So, next thing I was going to ask about your guys' style of riding, which I think you've already answered. Just like flat.
good luck.
Do you prefer like trail parks or like enduro?
I like car
or-
parks. I can wheelie.
I'll start. He'll just go on forever. I used to hate steep stuff, but there's a certain part of me that actually loves the challenge of steep stuff now. Tech. I'm not a massive fan of I don't like jumps. Means I can't ride them. But put wheels on the ground and give me some corners and techie routes and stuff, I'll ride it all day long.
Cool.
That is my proper sort of riding style.
So, what about bike parks? Someone where you go along? Or you
Like
just-
them, yeah. I'm a fan of Bike Park Wales, as good as it is, and some people don't like it, but
Yeah.
I love the fact the blue trails are just flat out.
Yeah.
And you just there's nowhere else you can go and get that sort of speed in relative safety.
Yeah.
We'll go to work tomorrow and stuff, and there's always stuff going on. So Bike Park Wales is a good place just to turn up and have some fun, and you can pedal up. I'm a bit of a sucker for a pedal.
Yeah.
See, a big part of my issue with riding is I'm quite happy at a blue route at a bike park like Bike Park Wales, like Pete's just said.
Yeah.
But the people I tend to hang around and ride with tend to be Instagram influencers.
Yeah.
Not mentioning anyone, Ash Cottrell.
Instagram Ash.
8855, not an influencer.
Apparently not.
Yeah, so I get sort of, I get thrown in the deep end a little bit.
You try and ride like with people who are pushing their limits.
Well, that's good, I think. I think it's good to ride with people who are better than you.
That's why I started taking videos, because I figured it was a better idea than trying to kill myself.
That's why I started taking videos.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to take videos then because I'm scared.
Yeah.
And you've done one of the videos?
Nah, that's alright, isn't it? But yeah, like in a good way, it's pushed me way out of my comfort zone. And although I'm still pretty steady, the stuff I'm riding now, I can't believe I'm riding. I wouldn't have rode it 6 months ago. So
you'll attack it now. Like you might not like get down it as quick as a downer racer, but you'll attack it and you'll get down it.
He says this now, right? I dislocated my shoulder a few weeks ago at Cannock, right? I was on the trail for a good 5 minutes putting it back
Where is he?
and
where is he?
He didn't even.
Was it like one of these film things?
No.
You're banging it against a tree.
He didn't even ask where I was because it fucking takes him ages to get down anyway. He'll be down in a minute. Didn't even realise I'd crashed.
He was alright. He was fine.
Yeah. I was like, cheers, Pete.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you hit something?
Just went out the front door epically.
Okay.
And used both my arms.
Was you filming is the question?
Nah, unfortunately not, no. I
No.
should maybe wear a...
You should.
Because I do have a lot of crashes.
Just because it'd be hilarious to watch.
So I basically started mountain biking because I packed up riding motocross and I thought it'd be safer. I've never fallen off something so many times. Like, I crash it at least once every time I go out.
Yeah, you do.
Unbelievable.
In some manner.
Yeah. Crashed twice backwards in the summer, remember?
Backwards?
You went up the hill.
Yeah.
You
Fell off backwards twice.
Up a really steep hill, bit of motor,
Yeah.
front wheel lifted, off the back of the body.
One of them was your missus' fault.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it
She
was
did
Jess's
stop
fault.
right in front of here.
She was on an analogue and she stopped in front of me and I stopped and I forgot to put my feet down, so I just went straight out the back door.
And landed on his back.
Yeah.
I saw a thing lately about riding e-bikes uphill actually that they're saying that it's better to have your saddle down.
It makes a massive difference.
Because obviously the power when you're up, that happens.
Saddle down and like get your weight on the front of your saddle.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting more weight on the front end. I need that.
Point your saddle up.
There you go.
Get your weight
So
on the front
you're
of
always
your saddle.
fearful of crashing. He's crashed so many times and look, he's got no brain damage at all.
I've got no brain to damage.
Are you sure?
It's just a
See,
hollow
it'll be
little
fine.
Hollow head.
cavern. There's nothing up there.
No, don't.
It sounds like I should go out with these guys rather than you
We'll show you.
up your jumps.
We've got some demo bikes. We'll
Yeah,
sort
but
it out.
we're
demo
not
bike.
good. We don't do proper, like, you think we do jumps. You know what I mean? Like, if you think we
You
do
got
jumps,
nothing, come in it.
It
Yeah,
comes
you
off
should
things
see-
this eye.
yeah, that like,
Yeah, you need to come
you ain't
out with
seen nothing.
some of the big lads
Yeah,
if you
you
think that table's
Yeah.
tall.
Oh, right.
What we do are like
Me and Finn generally
10-year-olds
look up
do.
there.
Yeah, we are. We're kind of set
Like-
for. Oh yeah, wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
You know what's he doing up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we do ain't jumps. But we'll
Little,
get-
little jumps are fine.
Yeah.
Like little jumps are fine, but
We'll get
I'm talking little jumps like gap jumps. They are just horrible because you just think you can hit your front wheel and go over the front. Tabletops fairly safe,
Yeah.
and a little kicker. Okay.
You said you've
Drops.
got demo bikes, but have you got demo bikes for a 6'5"?
Got an
Absolutely,
extra.
have. We've got an extra large E160.
You 160?
Hashtag Marina Bikes UK.
There you go. Ambassadors. Hook us both up.
Yeah.
There you go. So book one for a
We've got
demo.
an extra.
There you go. It's a
even
plan.
even just as a bit of fun. If you guys want to go out for a day,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's it. It's going to play. It's sorted.
Okay, moving on then. Tell us about the shop. Tell us about Two Wheels.
So we're a small independent shop from Tamworth that's sort of got a little bit out of control and become quite a big independent
Yeah.
shop from Tamworth.
pretty quickly actually.
Yeah. Within the space of probably 11, 12 years.
Yep.
So Two Wheels only has been going a little bit longer than it's been a physical bricks and mortar store. So yeah, Nick and I actually worked in opposing motocross shops in a way. So Nick was over in Coleshill at Off-Road World and I was over in Colville at First MX. And Two Wheels only was sort of a subsidiary of First MX. We were selling a little bit of push bike stuff online and yeah, just dangling our toes in the water a little bit with it. And essentially, my old boss sold the company to Nick. And he sort of took it on as a bricks and mortar store and transitioned it into what it is today. Started off in Tamworth Town Centre in Lower Gungate in a tiny little shop that you could have fitted behind our counter, like literally the smallest shop you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So was that still motocross at the time? Or?
No, just push bike stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Nick. Sorry, badly explained that. So yeah, Nick took the cycle side of it over.
Right.
So he bought Two Wheels Only as a business and a brand,
Right.
and he opened that as a bricks and mortar cycle shop.
Cool.
First store, like I say, was in Tamworth, in the town centre in Lower Gungate. Tiny little. Well, it's a microbrewery now. It's tiny little old-fashioned building.
I've walked past it once and I was astounded how small it was.
Was in there for sort of 12 months, 2 years, and yeah, just outgrew that really quickly. So we moved on to Beauchamp Industrial Park, where we were for sort of 10 years before moving to our new premises.
Cool. So how long have you been in the new place now?
Been in the new place coming up to 2 years. Yeah, it's flown on.
Absolutely flown by.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're not local to Tamworth, make the trip down. But if you
get to meet Pete,
otherwise go on,
stroke it.
If you're not local, go on to Instagram, check out Two Wheels Only, and have a look at the shop. I mean, it's like a mountain biker's haven. I mean, they've got a few roadie stuff tucked up the corner.
It's basically like Dave's office, but with bigger toys.
Yeah, that's it.
Pretty much.
All with toys that have all got wheels.
Yeah, lots of wheels.
We've got a double-decker bus.
Yeah,
So-
Got a double-decker bus.
and a gaff.
The big question:
For coffee.
how did you get the buzz in there?
I'm sick of hearing it,
That
Dave.
is the most.
I know.
No,
question.
just don't. No, not answering.
You get asked that all the time.
If
but
you
you-
answer it now,
It was one of
I
those.
love it.
Wait, answer it now. When people ask you again, say, watch
Watch the
podcast."
video. Yeah.
That's a good point, I'll make.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It was basically one of the ones that you water and it grows. It just got out of control. No, so we've got a full height roller shutter at the back of the building. So we essentially, Nick decided sort of the design plans from the off, and the bus was the first thing in, and it ain't coming back out now because we built a mezzanine and all sorts of stuff around
So you
it.
actually drove it.
Yeah. So we actually bought that off the local bus depot, and the bus driver who drove it daily delivered it to the shop. We followed it.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
he
It
still
looked very
very for a
outfit.
coffee now?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. To be fair,
Getting
no.
his old chair.
No, I think he was glad to see the back of that bus.
Yeah.
Like we followed it there, and there was a lot of unhealthy
Black
substances coming out of it. I think they're happy to get rid of it.
Yeah.
See,
But,
you're sick, but it is like it's a USP, isn't it? It's a unique selling point.
Oh,
for you.
100%.
It's the one thing everyone talks about.
It
like,
is our most asked question.
It is. Once or twice a day.
100%.
Like, even people who've been before and they've not been in very much and stuff ask, like, how do you get the bus in?
Yeah.
And we sometimes joke, oh, it came through the front door and stuff, but in reality, there is a big roller shutter door at the back of the building that's
The
now blocked
most
in, but-
amazing thing is the people who don't notice it.
It
How
is,
many people don't
absolutely,
notice it?
Yeah, ridiculously.
Like they've been in at least once and they go,
You got a double-decker bus?
"You got a bus? Didn't you see that the first time? No.
Genuine.
Wow.
Genuine.
And you drove here?
Yeah, genuine.
So yeah, it is a cafe.
Yeah.
Like you can just chill there and have a drink. And
It's got a very posh coffee machine. That was more than the bus inside it.
It was the
Yeah.
coffee machine.
really?
owns
Coffee
the
machine
shop
costs more than the
the
bus. Yeah.
there you go. There's a fun fact.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So brands wise, we do Trek, Merida, Newproof, Yeti, and another one.
Giant sort of.
No, I don't know. I thought that was
How
right.
dare you?
No, we're not saying giant.
Oh.
can I just interject here?
Feel free.
I once bought
Interject, good word.
That's a good word. That.
You do have giants in there though.
We do, but we are going more down the Trek route
Right, okay,
as a
so
replacement.
I
to
came
giant.
to the podcast in a giant hoodie.
You've got a giant.
I once bought a giant thinking it would be bigger.
Fuck off. Fair play.
The bloke
have
who
a
sold-
giant,
the bloke who
yeah.
sold it to me said, yeah, it's bigger than normal bikes.
For
I
giants.
think he
Is that
saw you
legit?
coming.
That's not a joke.
No,
mate.
we did used to have a
Sounds like one of
giant.
your sales
That's not
pitches.
myself.
And it was
Yeah.
too small for you as well, if I remember. You used to get a bad back on it.
And I was going, no, it's fine, it's a giant.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But no, the truck's pretty cool. Decent sized workshop.
Cool.
Yeah, with Shimano service
Shimano
centre.
service centre as well. Loads of e-bike stuff. Plenty of road stuff. There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Like you come in, like even just come in for a chat. Like we're not. There's no pushy sales apart from Lee.
Yeah.
Now listen, let's clear this up. If you want pushy sales, easy man.
If only.
If you want to be left to roam and do as you please,
Easy
I'm
man.
man.
If you
We're-
want
we're-
somebody who
we're-
can't be arsed with you,
Yeah.
then
How dare you?
We're here to help.
Nah.
Like popping for a coffee and anything. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's well worth a trip down if you've not been. And then I think the good thing as well is that you guys are mountain bikers.
Yeah.
You know, even your boss man's a mountain biker, so it's like
Makes a difference.
it makes a difference because you're chatting to people who know like what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Know stuff, tried and tested the stuff. Obviously, like you've
The thing is with Pete as well, if he doesn't know, he lies in such a convincing way that you believe him. He made
bugger, he's got me sus.
Yeah, honestly, it's unbelievable. You're like, I know he's lying, but it sounds amazing. I believe him too.
That's why I buy so many bikes, so you know. And it's when you walk in like, how's that new Yeti? Oh, it's amazing, I've got one. How's that new Mega? Oh, I've got one of them as well.
You're like, fuck off, and you're like, no, seriously. Yeah.
It's good to see as well, like a bike shop doing well, because so many like smaller retailers and that are struggling now because they're online.
Yeah, it's
obviously because
Nick's done incredibly well to grow that business.
Genuinely,
it's a really tough industry to evolve in.
Yeah. But it's a shame as well because when you're new to mountain biking, you will buy giants thinking they're a giant bike. You know, you'll ask. There's things you don't know, and you will make easy mistakes because there's so much to know. So, like, it's easy to go online and buy something and go, oh yeah, that looks alright. But to literally walk in, have that advice, sit on something, that is worth like weight in gold in itself.
As much as we joke around and stuff, like we are there for genuine support, and we do like our goal isn't just to say there's a bike, it's in stock, you can have it now.
Yeah.
It's to fit the bike around the person who's
offer an end-to-end service.
Exactly. Literally from start to finish. If that means you've got a £2,000 budget and we get you on a bike at £1,700 or something, or you feel the value in stretching a bit more, then amazing. But we are there for any bike from £500 up to £12,500. The top end Yeti we do. In fact, that's actually a Trek at £14,000 now.
Yeah.
But like at any point, we're not there just to say this is the bike you want, it's in stock. We're here to help.
Like £14,000.
Yeah.
£14,000.
Proper car money. Proper car money.
See, but that initial chat with somebody who knows what we're talking about will save you money.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know this from early on buying bikes off the internet, making mistakes, buying parts. You buy a new stem or something. If you buy, I think a stem, come different sizes or whatever. That many mistakes.
There's so much to know. Like me and Pete work every single day, and like within the industry, and every day there is still something that we don't know. There's still something that surprises us.
Yeah.
Like it's just ridiculous. There's that many standards of stuff. There's that many changes. It's
so
constantly
fast.
evolving so quickly.
Like ridiculous.
You look at a motorbike from 5 years ago to now, it looks a little bit different, slightly tweaked here and there. You look at a 5-year-old push bike, it looks extinct.
Yeah,
it's they move on so quickly.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing because
with e-bike as well.
Yeah.
E-bikes accelerating that.
Yeah, you look at them like even 3 years ago, the batteries that were the plastic clip-on exterior ones.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at one of them next to another one now, you think, oh, that looks cheap.
Yeah. That looks practical.
Yeah, exactly. And it's e-bike is like analog bikes. We call them analog or what's the one? Acoustic bikes. And then e-bikes.
I call them something I wouldn't ride.
Yeah. But like
hard work.
They are definitely not in 3 years ago. You go to Cannock, you'd ride the dog or something, and you would see, if you saw 2 e-bikes for every 10 bikes, you were doing well.
Yeah.
And there were normally people who wouldn't have been your average mountain biker. Now you go there, and if there's 2 people on analog bikes or acoustic bikes, you've done well.
I like that acoustic.
And everybody, for good reason. Like I'll be honest, I love pedalling and I do like e-bikes, but I do prefer analog bikes.
Yeah.
Extremely weird.
Yeah, exactly. Ginger ale.
Extremely weird. Genuinely would prefer an analog bike over an e-bike. Weird.
Genuinely. But like now, the amount of people who, it's got everybody can get out. Like my mum rides an e-bike. She's like mid-50s and she can ride an e-bike. We can ride together, and that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that is absolutely spot on.
It is good.
That makes a lot of sense.
But then, I mean, as an e-bike and an acoustic bike owner, like I like having the mix. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I wouldn't want just an e-bike. Like if I'm going to Cannock Chase or just doing the dog, like if I'm going there just to do the dog, like hardtail, like I tried it on the e-bike and it felt like I was just riding around a flat park.
Yeah.
It felt pointless to me. But what I'm finding myself doing more now is going to Cannock Chase and doing things like Style Cop, doing the off-piste. Maybe going from Style Cop, doing a full monkey.
And then coming back to Style
Cop. But I'm not touching like just the dog at all, really, on the e-bike.
Yeah.
Right then, so tell us a bit more about the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain who's not here tonight, Nick, the owner.
Angry little bloke with a big nose.
He's not, he's lovely.
No.
So I'll start, because Lee's got a lot to say, promise you. So I first met Nick and Lee 4.5 years ago nearly. Yeah, about 4.5 years ago. Approached him because I moved to Atherstone, or was moving to Atherstone, and didn't want to commute 35 mile each way to Stafford and back at the time. So I approached him, and then actually, for some reason, took me on about 6 months later after approaching him. No idea why.
There was a stringent question. There wasn't there, though,
What did
before
you
your
do
employment.
before, sorry?
I worked in the trade. So ever since I left school at 18, I've worked in bikes. A few of the shops, and I've been at 2 wheels now for coming to 4 years. But yeah, trade since I left school. Left school.
You're going to disclose the question?
I'll let you disclose it because you asked it.
I didn't. It was a communal.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So there was a question that Nick asked me on my final kind of interview, if you like, before I agreed to say yes and he was agreeing to say yes. I'll let Lee say what the question was because it was his idea.
Pete has a certain orientation.
Ginger.
You can't say that, Pete. You might get
Ginger.
all your little mates might ban it from YouTube.
Don't demonetise
But we were
it.
like, if he ain't up for a bit of that, then he ain't going to fit in, is he?
Yeah.
So he had to be asked.
So what was the question?
Like, you're alright with the old
With being called Ginger, and I was like,
jokes.
yeah, Sam. But then in fairness,
Jokes.
You know, yeah.
the Ginger one.
And he was like, yeah, right.
So first day was all good.
Yeah.
The old shop. Second day, Lee hated me.
Yeah, he didn't say bye. What?
Second
You went
day.
home. I was like, what a twat.
I was nervous.
You know what?
I was
I've just thought. I think your type. Well, I don't know if I can say that.
It's really difficult.
I'm
isn't
one
it?
of the only people who've got away with this woke society.
Yeah.
Like everybody else at the moment is offended.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
No, I think he
what
does
was it?
get offended.
That's
He
Sam
just goes
Smith.
over
Someone
and
called him a
cries
he the other day,
Jeff
and he
will tell
kicked off.
Isn't it?
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what he is.
Ginger.
I've got friends of all different colours, but there's certain people, you know, say certain things, then they'll kick off. So, you know, feminists say something, and they'll kick off.
But let's get into that.
Gingers, they just stay inside.
They're just like, yeah.
I love it.
Just have my dinner money.
It's no holds barred. No, just keep going with them. No, the woke people don't care about you, do they?
There is more to me than being. There's more to me that's different than being ginger, and Lee will tell you that. But yeah, so
just a bit
anyway,
weird.
back
Like,
to
yeah,
what
the
it
colour
was.
of your hair doesn't really change.
No,
the
it
fact
doesn't.
that you're just a bit weird.
But back to where I was. So I started at 2 wheels 4 years ago. Nick instantly was just really forthcoming and kind of like just approachable, which made a big difference.
As opposed to Lee.
You come from a very corporate background, though.
I do.
Like,
I worked at Spesh or with a specialised store for 5 years, and it was great.
Other bike brands are available
Correct. Trek,
from 2 wheels.
Yeti. I worked for kind of Spesh and giant stores, specialised. There you go. For 5 years prior, and a complete different way of working.
Doesn't mean he worked at a really big shop.
No, it
before
doesn't.
that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
It was
didn't.
just
No,
a brand.
It was just a brand that did it, but loved it, and it paved my way into the trades. To be fair, started when I left school, and then 10 years later, still there, and it's just kind of grown from there. To be honest, started a little shop. It went mental. Started in 2019. Lockdown was absolutely ridiculous. He will remember that though. He was in hospital.
I know that was coming.
So lockdown was absolutely stupid, and everyone who came to the shop in that point will back us up on that.
Yeah, it was great.
It's like 6 o'clock starts to be busy frame bikes before we opened. It was pretty constant.
I remember hitting the trails during lockdown, and it was annoying.
It was. Yeah.
There's people out without helmets, with speakers. Like it was
horrible.
It was so annoying.
But
Do you mind if I lean on your leg?
feel
My
free.
leg?
No, feel free. It's fine.
No, it's worth mentioning. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, mate.
No,
You carry on.
crack on.
No, I was going to say, like, it's worth mentioning, like, the hard work Nick put in
Yeah.
from the beginning of the story. Really, like,
Yeah.
it's been a graft to get to where that business is today. A lot of people see it from the outside and go, "He's doing all right,"
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
The sleep I've seen as a mate, the sleepless nights, the heartache, the tears, the love that's gone into building that to be what it is.
Yeah.
Like he's had months and weeks and stuff where he's not took a wage for himself, and like he deserves what he's got, man.
Yeah,
like it's been a grind.
yeah.
Like when we first moved from so I've been involved with it pretty much from the
Right.
beginning as like a mate, and then working here and there and everything. I accidentally got a job there just by helping out a bit.
He does say that every day.
But like when we moved to our middle shop, so the one we moved from a couple of years ago, within a few months of being there, it might have even been a few weeks, we got turned over massively, like everything taken. And the insurance didn't pay out for a good couple of years. Nick managed to sort customers out who'd had their bikes stolen off his own back, and to survive through, like if anything was going to end us, it was that. And to survive through that and build it up, and like I mean, we were working from like 6 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the morning, and like
I remember those days. Like,
yeah, it
I
was
remember seeing
ridiculous.
them on like socials and stuff when I knew about the shop from before I started. I remember seeing like Ben and Nick and you were there till like 1 a.m. I was like, crikey, that's like proper graft.
Like just because of me being me, I'm the first person to take the mick out of him and give him a jib about like how he's doing now, but he deserves it, like 100%. He deserves it, man. He's put the work in like more than a lot of people.
Massive credit.
You're
not having any more though. That's it.
No, that's it.
That's it.
The rest.
That's it. I'm pulling my nose back out of your arse.
And it isn't a massive business. Like there's only 6-7 of us working there. It's not a huge business.
And I suppose it's hard because you're led a lot by the brands, so there's like only certain markup you can do, like on everything. It's all going to be. It's
tricky. Yeah. But what we actively like, we can't always match the internet. I had one today where just can't really do it in terms of money. It just doesn't make sense. There's some deals out there at the minute that are just absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
But what we'll try and do is get somewhere close. So let's say a bike's 15% off. We'll try and do 7 or 8% off, but add something that the internet can't.
Yeah.
So if that means we can add servicing or we can add proper advice, and like if you have a motor issue on your mountain bike, it's not going to cost you to get it replaced. We'll do goodwill. That's part of the service.
Like I said earlier, it's worth it for that alone. Just the advice of getting the right thing, rather than going out and wasting your money.
We're not going to sort of sit here and preach, but we offer something that the internet can't.
Correct.
If you have an issue, we will bend over backwards to resolve
and that service,
and go above and beyond.
Chris, who I work with as well, was looking at getting the Newproof Megawatt. Saw it online, and I was chat with him. I was saying, look, if anything goes wrong with the battery, whatever, you get it online. You got to send it away. Then you got to wait. Then they got to send it back. You got to package it away. If you've got warranty issues, like you have any issues, like literally get from you guys. Walk in. Oh, there you go. Swap it over. And you're sorted.
There's been a few occasions recently. I won't mention any e-bikes, but on some certain e-bikes. And the particular motors have been tricky to come by.
Yeah.
But what we've been able to do in some certain circumstances for people who like need their bike for commuting and other things, like as a shop, we've managed to make it happen. Yeah. It's meant taking motors out of £7,000 stock bikes to keep the customer rolling. Yeah. Because for us, that's the biggest thing. If you put your hard-earned money into the till and looked after us as a shop and put your business our way, we'll do whatever we can to keep you rolling.
Yeah.
And
keep you rolling.
There you go, just like that. Treads wouldn't do it, or CRC wouldn't do it, because to them you just want the customer.
You can't mention companies.
I just did. There you go.
Jesus.
Yeah, but you go direct and you're not going to have
Correct.
that.
But we're always trying to offer something they can't.
So let's talk about the bike industry as a whole then, because...
How long have we got?
Yeah, it's a funny thing at the moment. A lot of the smaller bike industries are struggling. Like, without going into too much detail, like what we're seeing coming from like Bird did a massive stock clearance sale the other day.
Yeah.
And they're like, looks like they're not going to be doing the new bikes now. There's a lot of other brands that have been bought out by the bigger companies.
Yeah.
And then you've also got this sort of monopoly, but in a good way, really, of like, chain reaction cycles, Wiggle, Newproof, all being ran by the same investors or whatever at the top. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like they're putting out cheap stuff, like the Newproof stuff and the what's the one Wiggle do? Is it the
Vitus?
Vitus, yeah. Real good bikes as well. So it's in a funny place. What's your thought on that?
Because of COVID, there was always going to be a huge glut of stock down the line.
Yeah. Because
it's this is any industry. I think like stuff is still hard to come by. The good stuff is still on most hard to come by. Not the good stuff, but the stuff that's been most popular is still hard to come by. But I think because of COVID, how everything got sold, like literally everything got sold. We couldn't get a road bike last year. 21, sorry.
It's had such a knock-on effect into the future of the industry.
Yeah.
It's massive. People don't believe you when you say that we're still picking up the pieces, but we're still picking up the pieces.
But because everything got sold, it was ridiculous, and that's a good thing. But it only accelerated people buying bikes in that 6-month period.
Yeah.
We didn't sell any more bikes. We just didn't sell them over 12 months, sold them in 6 months.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it worked. But
manufacturers brought model years forward, which led to further shortages, and then parts became a problem.
Yeah, it happened that effectively everyone has now got loads of stock.
Yeah.
Because manufacturers took a year to make items, can't cancel orders that have been placed in COVID, and it's just literally built up, and you've just got tons of stock.
Yeah.
So things are getting bombed out online cheap. Yeah. There's been some ridiculous deals recently, and in fairness to a lot of the people who've been doing the deals, I won't mention any brands, they have offered us help as well.
Yeah.
So we've been able to match or get close to what they've been offering.
Yeah.
And still make it worth our while.
It is And they are getting looked after because some people like will go online and be like, "No, forget the little guy now."
Yeah.
Like,
I think people like we will always look at pricing. Like always, it's not just that's the price. If you come in and say, "I found this somewhere. What can you do?" We'll do whatever we can to make it viable for everybody.
So, what do you see from like trends? I mean, have you got any sort of predictions or anything you see coming with the bike industry at the moment, or any way it's going? And without saying anything that we have to cut out, that's embargoed.
I would say, like, I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah, no,
I'll chip in. I'd say the biggest growth in the bike industry at the minute is full suspension e-bike.
Yeah,
For me.
massive,
100%. It's like that is what we sell the most of now. It's what the biggest demand is for. Full suspension e-bike.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Huge part of it.
100%.
Like, probably 80% of our bike business is e-bike. Yeah, mostly mountain bike. I think because, as we said earlier, like they've changed so much so quickly. Road bikes do have incremental changes, but because they've got to a point where they're light, stiff, they are fantastic already. Mountain bikes are amazing, but people are trying these radical geometries and things, and then people
bigger batteries. And,
the e-bike, it's like electric cars. They're so new that
it's exciting times.
It is. Things are ever changing.
I mean, like
other things that are coming out, surprise. Like I rode a bike the other day. I rode a Trek. We'll say this because it's not embargoed.
No.
I rode a new rail the other day with the new Bosch Smart system on.
So good.
It's got a gear indicator
on the screen.
So it was like shift down. I was like, no.
Yeah.
So I was like, I put it in a hard gear and it's like flashing shift down. I was like, change it to an easy gear. It's like goes green. I'm like, what? This is ridiculous.
That new smart system Bosch.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Top notch.
What do you think about these ABS brakes? Have you tested them yet?
the way I haven't used them, I've not really read into them very much either, to be quite honest. But from the way I see it on a car, ABS is to stop the brakes locking up.
Yeah.
But for me, like, you want to lock the back end up. You want to have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. It depends how it's going to work. Like,
so
if it works kind of like feathering,
you can,
and then you can lock.
You can lock the back end still. I went on a Magura training course a few weeks ago, and you can still lock the back end.
Yeah.
But in a safe manner.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest,
it's just instant lock.
You can do a skid.
Yeah, that's right.
But
do a skid. There you go.
Yeah. It does also involve running the most hideous brake lever you have ever seen in your life. And anyone who wanted to run it on a mountain bike just wouldn't.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's like
I can see road bikes. It might be quite.
I think road bikes almost got too much power with hydraulic discs. Mountain bikes, like if you ride in flat pedals, which a lot of guys do, you want to get your foot out and like don't do it in bits where you're gonna ruin the trail. Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
And you want to feel that little bit of just like before you get to the
using the fact the back end is like almost skidding into a berm or something can be good for grip and the way you ride a bike.
Yeah,
so I can see where it works like. Commuter bikes and stuff.
Commuter bikes and like sort of different scenarios, like living abroad if you've got like steep descents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sort of things that are cookie brakes and
Is it gonna be the next thing?
Nah,
I'm not sure. No, I'm not convinced.
We're in trouble. The boss is ringing.
Has he FaceTime yet? He said he might. He is. He said he might try FaceTime.
The boss is
FaceTime. FaceTime.
Hang on, that's right. It's all a bit respectful.
This is the boss, by the way.
Do you mind, mate? I'm trying to slag you off on the telly.
There's the boss.
There he is, the main man.
See, he's that superior now that he doesn't even have to come to things anymore. He just sends his minions and FaceTimes them.
He's on his private jet, I think.
Yeah, looks like it. He's took his Rolex off for the video as well.
Been on fine form, Lee. You're as much of a knob as we all thought.
Yeah.
I think so.
Nothing changed. Nothing new.
Alright.
I think we've done alright so far, apart from me saying something that was embargoed.
Yeah, we cut that out.
Yeah, we decided we're going to cut that bit out.
Anyway, you're interrupting us, see ya. Say bye, Nick. Bye, Nick.
He's waving. Moving on to like other things in the bike industry. I was watching a video on EMBN the other day.
Yeah. Good biscuits.
Yeah.
Vanilla ones especially.
Ones with little smiley faces on. Oh yeah, they're bad.
Vanilla ones are
good,
awesome.
They are awesome.
Yeah, vanilla ones are awesome.
Yeah. But EMBN with an E.
Yeah.
So there's a bike called the Tosa, or the Tosser, as they called it.
I'm glad you said it.
And then there's another bike manufacturer that's got like literally the exact same frame. They are like identical. It's obviously like from China, somewhere they've gone, oh yeah, we'll both have that frame. and they're just using that. But apparently it's a good frame as well.
Yeah.
Are you seeing much of that in the industry, like share? You know, like I think it's like golf often use like you've got a golf, haven't you?
Yeah.
They often use like other parts from
Like,
Like an A3,
yeah, Skoda vice
yeah.
versa. Do you see much of that swapping, different rebranding?
not really, but you do find that a lot of bikes are made in the same factories.
Yeah.
So, for example, Merida make a lot of specialised bikes.
Right.
About 85% of specialised bikes, doesn't include S-Works stuff, Merida in their factory in Taiwan make for specialised.
Yeah.
I can think of one example.
Go on.
The Vitus E-Summit.
Ah, yeah, in fairness, yeah.
What is that? Newproof.
It's
Very similar to
it's
Maybach.
basically
Yeah, fair one, yeah.
I
Well,
think
it's
a
only
lot of
because
people
they're-
can guess
yeah.
that Vitus and
Yeah, it's only
Newproof are
because they're all intertwined.
They're owned by-
yeah.
they're owned by the same
They're
investors
owned by
at
the
the
same
end of the day,
investors, yeah. So.
I think you can kind of guess
Yeah.
that they'd be using
Yeah.
similar stuff.
But on the whole, no. To be honest, a lot of cases.
A lot of
it's-
manufacturers, like you say, make other people's bikes, but
Yeah.
then generally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Not massively though. If you look at the one thing we're working from Specialised before is the frame numbers the same. If you look at a frame number sticker on a Merida and a frame number sticker on a Specialised, identical. They've got manufacturer date on them. They've got the same sort of barcode. Little things you notice if.
See, I like some of these sort of standalone brands as well. Although I'm a massive Newproof fan, I like Bird because they were kind of standalone. And it's like Intense, the American brand.
Yeah,
they're
Intense
just
is a good
like,
bike.
they're just like,
Yeah.
you know, I just like that uniqueness of. Are Yeti like that? Or are
Very
they?
much
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I think in the mountain bike world,
I got the impression they were.
in the mountain bike world, you tend to find that people want the niche brands.
Yeah.
Whereas on the roadside, people tend to a lot of the time go towards the Trek, the Specialised tarmac, that sort of stuff. People like to go that side. On a mountain bike, Santa Cruz is a bit of a weird one because they've kind of become a bit more mainstream because they offer bikes at a cheaper price point than Yeti do, but they are still a very premium brand.
Yeah.
But like Yeti is, you tend to find if a person buys a Yeti, they'll buy Yeti forever.
Yeah.
They are a Yeti customer.
What about Orbea? Where would you where would you see them in the bracket?
I think
Obviously
Orbea themselves, they do a lot of good bikes. They can be tricky to get in the UK because of distributors and things. They are improving, but great brand. And they released the Rise, so that mid-power
Little the
e-bike,
mid-power e-bikes, isn't it?
huge popularity. That's grown and grown and grown. Yeah, and that's been a fantastic hit. And more brands like Specialised followed after Orbea. I think it was after Orbea, but they're very close to. And then Trek have followed, and there's so many now with middle-powered e-bikes.
Trek have always been pretty popular. Haven't they?
They're and great.
You
bikes.
watch a lot of the downhill stuff and things like that. Like it's
It's almost like Trek and Specialised are playing it off for just who's the biggest and best.
Yeah.
And there's loads of amazing little
Whereas
manufacturers.
I like Newproof, and I had Newproof for years because they were just a little Irish company.
Yeah. And they
weren't
still
they?
are.
And but they've been bought out by the American brand, but they're still all stem from Ireland, keep their core values and that sort of stuff.
Newproof are so good. That's what you do. They're so good at marketing. And their price points are phenomenal. For what you get.
The riders as well.
Yeah.
Like their
the
rider choices is just
Everything they do is just top notch.
And their stuff is Newproof.
And on
Pretty-
the bottom.
pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. It's
Pretty
great
much,
stuff.
yeah.
And they ride amazing.
Speaking of being Newproof, completely off on tangent, I was out for a meal the other day and Cooper's dad was there. Right, and Cooper's dad starts telling me he's got these tablets to take if there's a nuclear fallout, and he can sort me out these tablets. So Cooper's dad is now my nuclear
Your dad's a
fallout
drug dealer.
drug dealer.
What else can he get?
Basically, if when Chernobyl exploded in the 80s, was it the 80s? It was the 80s.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
84, I think.
Yeah.
The nuclear
Radioactiveness.
in the wind came over here, and all the sheep died in Wales
right.
because their lymph nodes
Laughing.
filled up with.
I think it's actually legit, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
I think it actually is.
Oh, right.
I don't think he's taking the piss.
I thought he was just trying to justify that being a drug dealer.
I think this is actually. I think it's
I
actually.
am trying to justify
Oh,
my
right,
being a
yeah.
drug dealer, but this is true.
I think it's actually legit. Yeah.
So
I
all
think-
the stuff came over, rained down on the sheep, and all the sheep died. So
Why are you doing this? All the sheep.
lymph
It's
nodes.
these bits and
So my dad's got this drug that he hasn't invented it. It's you can buy it on Amazon.
His dad is like an ex-chemist teacher though.
He-
Isn't
he
he?
was
okay.
a doctor of chemistry.
Ah,
yeah. So he ground all these powder up and he's made it into liquid form and this and the other. So he's got about 10 years of supply. That if something happens in this Russian war in Ukraine, and a nuclear bomb goes off, or if there's another explosion at a power station, he's got all these tablets for all us guys in my family, and what it does is it fills your nodes up with this drug, so that when the radiation comes, there's nothing for it to fill up into. I can't remember what it's called though. C2SO4.
It's like Breaking Bad.
Unbelievable.
There's been a lot of things eating that is amazing. That's one of them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
There we go. We'll sort you out under the cat lymph node.
Yeah,
drugs.
Liquid form or powder form?
It sounded
Powder
better
sound
from when
voice,
Jenny
Well,
was a
powder
chemist.
goes up your bum, you've got to
No, liquid is.
Should we move on to some questions?
That sounds like a good idea. Some user input questions that you've had from your social media.
I can see the one on your screen. I want you to ask it first, please.
Well,
Okay.
I've got a few questions to ask first.
Okay, yeah. Well, Cooper's always got questions.
I've always got questions.
I don't know any of these questions.
And then
I'm going to do mine in the style of Cilla Black on Blind Date.
What's your name and where'd you come from? I'm Pete from Rugeley.
Well, I was going to do an accent, but that's better than mine.
Sorry.
That's made it.
So I'm not going to do the accent, but I'll be the contestant on Blind Date. Okay.
What's your name and where'd you come from? I'll do it again.
My first question is for Lee.
Oh.
Lee, if I invented it, I'm just going to do a normal accent.
you were a bit Welsh then.
What was you going to say?
If I
Ask the
invent,
bloody question.
if I invented a new bike brand, I'd call it the Chocolate Sponge Roller. What would you call your bike brand if you invented one?
That's a good question. I like that.
Oh, no.
That's a good question.
I think we should all answer that one.
Yeah.
Like Lee, you go first, obviously.
Sausage party.
Sausage party.
And the saddle's like just a
Yeah,
sausage.
I can't beat that. I can't beat that. Lee's.
No, you got to have a go.
Come on, have a go.
Don't know. I'll think. My thing will be sensible, and that's not right for the podcast.
It's alright.
I don't know. Genuinely,
No.
Amber glow.
amber glow. That works. It's
Yeah.
actually the colour of a giant bike. I like that.
I
Yeah.
was thinking of
Me.
vibrant tone that you give off.
Ginger. Ginger.
He just got it.
So what would you call yours?
I don't know actually. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good
I don't want to come
We've
up with
already
something
used
real
tosser
cool.
tonight, so you can't use that.
Yeah, you've taken all the good ones now.
Fiddlecock.
I was going to go
Pisser.
with sausage party.
Pisser.
Yeah, I think I'd go with just like the shiny git.
The shiny gear.
Yeah,
It's got a dropper, topper, stable, sits, saddle, whatever they're called. Right. My next question.
what do you call yours, Coop?
Why do the
Chocolate
accent again? It
sponge
didn't
roller.
work.
Ah, okay.
Chocolate.
Okay.
Sponge roll. I like that.
Okay.
Pete,
Oh no, here we
my
go.
next question's for you, my friend.
Go on.
If you mentioned that you sometimes take a frame and add other things onto it. If you had a Yeti frame and mega parts, would it become a mega Yeti? Or does only a Yeti's bits fit inside another Yeti?
That is a good question. A mega Yeti. I like that.
Elaborate.
Sorry, what I mean to say is, can you put one brand's parts on another
Yes.
brand's parts?
Yes.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't put one brand's parts on the same brand's parts.
No, so I have got a bit of an OCD where things have to match. So
I'm like
a
that.
So you don't
four,
want a Newproof
unless-
pedal and a
no,
Yeti
no.
pedal?
So-
Unless they're cheap.
unless they're cheap,
And then,
even
then his
I'll find a way
OCD
not
goes
to.
straight out the window.
So
He'll have anything.
currently, I won't go too much into it, but currently Yeti I've built, I've taken bits off my Newproof Mega, and because I had a mullet Mega, so it was 29 front, 27.5 rear, the rear tyre is different. The only tyre I had spare at home, and we didn't have one in the shop that would be suitable for what I wanted, had a white Maxxis logo on it, which is like a tyre that's come on a bike. So it's like you order a Newproof in the factory,
OE.
it comes with white tyres, an OE tyre. Maxxis is off the shelf have yellow or orange Maxxis logos.
Is that always the difference between the white and
Yeah,
yellow?
that's
I've
what it
always
means,
wondered why I've had some white.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I
he is
know.
white.
But currently I've got a Maxxis white on the rear and a yellow Maxxis on the
That
front.
hurts your
and it's
brain.
so annoying.
Yeah.
And little things like I won't run a different bar and stem. I'll be matching. Same with wheels. Different wheels really get on my nerves. Different tyre brands, different fork and shock brands. It's all going to match.
So you really could have a mega Newproof Yeti?
Yeah.
A giant mega Newproof Yeti?
It's everything's got to match.
A fiddling, cock-sucking, what was it?
Tosser.
That goes with my
Tosser,
brand.
that's all. Thank you very much.
Any other questions from you,
That's
Coop?
all my questions.
I like that question.
All two.
All two. One each.
So, do you want to ask the questions that you've been asked
I
off
can
of the
do, yeah.
interwebs then?
I just remembered something random.
Yeah.
So we were cycling weekly. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Talk? We were cycling weekly. I should have said this earlier when we were talking about the shop. We were cycling weeklies. West Midlands Bike Shop of the Year 2017.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you
West
go.
Midlands.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fair play.
Random fact.
Pretty prestigious.
We had it on the
Have you
van.
got- have you
We
got
had it
an
on the van until about 2021, and we thought we're milking it
Yeah.
now. We'll take it off.
Until Harvey did somebody who was actually asked to for once.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
First one. Who's the No, let's not ask that.
That's an actual question.
Yeah, I'll show you what the question is.
There's a
Who's
few
the
inappropriate
postman
ones.
and who's the letterbox?
Okay, let's ask the question. I'll be the postman. Sorry, Pete.
Whatever, I'll take it. Whatever.
That's what letterboxes do.
Anyway, I'll just briefly touch on that person. Deserves a bit of a shout out. He's part of the original story, and he's gone on to live a pretty cool lifestyle now.
Ben,
So
yeah.
Ben, the guy who's asked that question,
WMB 149.
at WMB 149. You don't
Yeah,
need
Ben,
it. You
shout
don't
out,
need a
boy.
bigger head, so don't.
No, he doesn't.
Let's not give him a shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ben helped us out from the very beginning, and I actually trained him along with Steve as a mechanic, and he is now a factory Santa Cruz syndicate mechanic for Jackson Goldstone.
No,
so he is a world
ridiculous.
championship winning
No way.
race
Jackson
mechanic.
mechanic.
You
So,
gotta love Jackson. I don't know how
Yeah.
anyone can't like that kid. He's
So-
brilliant.
Yeah.
Benny White, well done, mate.
Fair play.
That's your last
Awesome.
compliment that you're ever going to get from me.
I still like your job though. There
That's
you go.
good stuff.
Next question.
Hang on. We want Jackson on the podcast. Sort it out, Ben. Get him on.
I have
4
got.
million this year.
I've got in my van that I will show you. Bleep 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 bleep. If that makes any sense, because I'm not allowed to say because it was obtained.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you get sort of
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
what I mean?
With the
Original.
yeah.
So Finn, your mate Finn,
Mickey Finn.
Mickey Finn,
He'll be on.
has asked quite a lot of questions.
Is he really?
So should we pick one
Of course
or
he has.
all of them?
Pick one.
We'll pick the best ones.
What are the? You can answer this actually.
Go on.
What are the plans for the shop and business over the next 12 months?
Continue as we are. Bigger and better. Great, same great service with more trek in the shop. More from certain brands rather than more brands. To be honest, I think that's the point. Like doing more with the brands we've got rather than bringing more brands in. Is the honest answer,
Quality
really.
over quantity.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you
right, yeah.
sometimes get like arms twisted by the brands? Like, oh, we'll do this for you if you sack off some of these others.
Yes.
They do,
yeah.
but they can't talk about it.
No,
I
know it's difficult for them to say, but I think most people would know that happens.
So
I mean,
there's
most people know that's how it
definite
works.
hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
Like if you want to stock certain things, definitely. But brands will always, their goal is our goal as well. Let's
Yeah.
face it. Like they want to make money. We want to be there next year.
That's
Like,
it.
and
as long as it's quality stuff still, you're not like selling your soul
No,
to
correct.
get rid of
Like,
cheap crap.
Our biggest thing when we moved to the big shop, I won't go on too much. When we moved to the bigger shop was do not lose that independent feel.
Yeah.
However, whatever happens down the line in years and years to come, whatever, I don't know what it is, like don't lose that independent feel. The shop could be leisure lake size,
Yeah.
but we're not just a bike shop. Like, you can
We're
come in
almost
and, like,
we're almost a corporate size store now, but we've still got exactly.
We've got
the
a
same
massive online
independent
store as
feel.
well, haven't you? twowheelsonly.co.uk.
Right, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Cool.
next, are e-bikes outselling analog bikes? I
Yes.
think we've already covered this.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
they
yes,
are.
yes.
Sorry, religious education. books.
RE bike. No.
RE bikes.
RE
R as in the word ARE.
Oh, it's because he's from Tamworth. RE bikes.
Or e-bikes.
RE bikes, yeah. The bikes you bike to church.
Yeah. Take you anywhere as long as you go via a church.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
We answered that one.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they
Andy
are.
Parker, 83.
Cheers, Andy.
Hang on. Next slide. How does Pete keep his beard so lush?
Just let it grow.
Let it grow. Let it grow.
It is quite lush actually, isn't it? Yeah.
When my hair gets a bit longer, it becomes suddenly very orange. But both need a trim, both hair and beard.
Do you have special shampoo?
No,
He's got a little comb.
I do,
I've
but
got
yours
a
looks
little
better than mine.
That's
It-
why
it- it's
shampoo
a bit-
ruins your hair.
It's a bit bushy, but I've got some beard oil that I got given for Christmas 3 years ago. And I've never used. It's still sat in the
Oh, I
drawer.
like the taste of beard oil.
Oh, no.
I always,
What are you drinking beard oil?
I'm not. I'm just,
Oh, okay.
it's earthy.
Adam from Skills Loop.
Oh, here we go. Cheers,
He's
Adam.
asked us both a question, so shall we do both?
Yeah.
Pete, is it hard being so handsome? Obviously,
Very
wants
hard.
something cheap.
Yeah, very hard. What do you want?
Yeah. And then me, Lee, this is Adam again. Lee, if you could be anything, what would you be? I answered this last night when he asked the question.
Yeah.
I just put kind.
Oh,
And then I replied.
It's not a
and
beauty
then
pageant.
Then I replied afterwards saying, just joking, astronaut.
Oh, that's what I'd be.
Yeah,
play.
astronaut.
yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah. Supercross star, Fox Whip-Off contest winner of the year, at lane 400.
Yeah.
Why is Pete so obsessed with cleaning cars?
Oh, thanks, Kyle.
These are all useful questions,
It's
aren't they?
one
Yeah.
of my very weird OCDs, but frankly.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I can't.
It's hard to
'cause
find
the
one
other one,
amongst all them.
the other one I'm looking at is that.
Ask it. Ask it. Ask it.
So
good-
I'm going to ask it.
Go on.
Would you rather sit on a gentle... This one's for Cooper. Would you rather sit on a gentleman's sausage and eat cake, or the other way round?
A gentleman's cake and eat sausage, or a gentleman's sausage and eat cake.
Yeah, which way?
I'd rather sit on a gentleman's cake and eat. No, hang on. A gentleman's sausage and eat cake.
Okay. I've got a question for you. Right, there's 200 dicks on a wall, like really long ones, all sticking out of a wall. All really long ones. How many would you choke on?
You're just asking this me to break my brain.
Right.
Oh, are they all the same length?
Just how many would you choke on of all these dicks?
None of them.
You're a skilled pro, aren't you?
Oh, fuck.
I just got that.
He wouldn't
All
choke
of
on
them.
a single
I'd
one.
choke on them all.
Very good.
Clever. I think
What is our best-selling brand of bike?
The Yeti Mega Tramp.
probably Newproof,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, as a whole,
Yeah, we do well with Newproof.
probably Newproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mix of frames and bikes and stuff. Probably Newproof. We do a lot of Trek, a lot on Reader, and a lot of other brands in the past. Yeti we do very few because it's just nice to have.
We do.
But yeah, Newproof.
We've got one more. We've got.
Go on.
Is PTC Paul Coley?
Yes.
Paul Coley has asked, what's the average time that Pete keeps a bike?
3 days.
About 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There's always normally one or two more in order whilst I've got one or
Generally.
two.
How many more group rides have you got planned this year?
Ah, cool, yeah. I'll be honest, as soon as the lights start to lighten,
Yeah.
we'll be out
Yeah.
every week again religiously. Night rides sort of kicked off a little bit, but they've tapered off as we come into the cold.
And these
winter.
guys' group rides are rammed.
Yeah, they sort of took off last year to a ridiculous level.
It's a bit stupid.
Check
Yeah.
our video of the Christmas one.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
70 odd people there. It was crazy.
So Pete and myself sort of started up rides last year again, didn't we?
Yeah, that's summer.
And it's sort of gate crashing what was the original Team OTB, a group of our mates that were, still are a thing.
Yeah.
Thursday night was always their riding night, so we sort of gate crashed it a little bit, but those guys are all up for it because they just love riding. So yeah, thanks Team OTB.
Yep, good start. It got pretty mental. Like,
It got pretty mental, so we started sort of. Just the calibre of people that started turning up got pretty ridiculous. Like a chap who's a good mate of ours now, Ash Cockrell, rides for Marin. And he started turning up, and then because he was turning up, mates of him and people who know him, and
Absolutely
just
ridiculous.
like we've had the
Absolutely
likes of like JT out on a Thursday night shot ride in Hoppers Woods. Like the guy rides with 50 to 1. Like
it's pretty-
he's in like a little military
pretty
woods in Tamworth riding his bike with us. It's just like it's crazy really.
Yeah,
So
brilliant.
no, shot rides have turned into something really cool.
yeah. And then like if we do like a Canet one, so sometimes it's like the odd Canet one.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Canet ones get massively oversubscribed.
Yeah.
Ridiculously. Like we had one at Christmas that we just put one social post out on, and we got nearly 100 people turn up.
That was crazy.
Which is probably too many people. Like, it's so hard to manage at that point.
Well, it was hard for you guys to manage, but it was good to have like. You've got.
just
I think if you get that many people, you kind of got to be a different kind of ride, hasn't it?
Yeah, of course
And it's
it is.
nice to see, like, we're thankful to how many
massive,
people
like,
come out and support us.
it's
like,
ridiculous.
it's humbling, man, to
It's
see that many
mind-bending.
people turn up in a car park. And we were sort of walking around the car park going, this car park's full, people are parking out on the road, and like we're walking around and they're like, just 2 wheels riding.
Yeah.
You're here. Like, you're all here for it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like-
it's pretty man, and it is massively appreciated. Honestly,
Yeah, no,
like,
we're really
it's-
grateful of it. It's become a really cool thing.
It has,
Like,
yeah, it has. And,
yeah.
and that adds to what the shop is.
Yeah,
To be honest, like
100%.
that is.
I
Part
don't
of
want
what
to say this word because I detest saying this word, but there's always a good vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vibe's horrible, but it's correct.
Vibe's a horrible word. It's a good atmosphere.
It is. It's
Like,
banging. Yeah.
From any level, like, not to just mention one person, but use Ash as as a sort of
Next level.
yeah.
Next
Like,
level.
it's nice to have people like Ash taking the time out to show young kids who are 14, 15 riding from Nuneaton 10 miles on their hardtail to come and be a part of that ride.
Yeah.
And they've got someone like Ash who's riding as a supported brand rider, giving them tips and having time for them and
Well,
giving them help.
he's so approachable as well.
Yeah, he's
Ash
really
is- Ash
approachable
is
as a person.
Like, he's golden. Proper
And like,
golden.
there's not many shot rides you can where that sort of thing happens.
No,
like,
no, it's
a
pretty.
young up and coming sort of lad that hasn't probably had the best start
Yeah.
can approach someone who's doing what they desire to do
It's
and
very cool.
have a little bit of input and help
Fair
from them.
play.
And
Very
it's
cool.
really, really,
Yeah,
really
they're
cool.
probably good.
That is
Like,
good.
yeah. So big up to AC. 'cause
Correct. Yeah.
He's a big part of that.
It is
as
a
well.
big part of that.
So-
And they'll be starting again in April. I think it'll be the last Thursday in March.
Yeah.
When the clocks change. I don't know what date it is, but
Yeah,
as
we'll
soon as
be
the clocks
along.
change, Hoppus Woods. There's always parking around somewhere, but Hoppus Woods
Yeah.
at
Sorted.
6:30ish.
Big up to Backcheck Mafia and Dylan Wilkes for building
Correct.
the trails.
Dylan, you legend.
Dylan,
And the people
you're a
who-
legend.
And the lads build with you.
Top lad.
Yeah, big respect for any
You-
trail builders.
You have brought that place up from something good
Yeah.
to something next level, man.
Yeah.
So crack on.
Nah, it's like it's Dylan, all the guys,
Yeah.
Max, everybody that puts
They
all
put
the
proper
hard work
hours in,
in.
and like it.
And the Sheldons as
Yeah,
well,
the
regularly with
local
Sheldon.
people that do
yeah.
there, and like they put the graft in, and it makes
Yeah.
a big difference.
I've got a lot of respect for these guys that go out and do that.
Definitely.
Right, so I think that's all the questions for them. Before we wrap it up,
Cool.
I've got a question for you both, which I've decided I'm going to become a tradition now. Ask every guest from now on.
Is it
But
just Pete Piss Fanta?
No, that was
I'm desperate for that one.
Oh yeah, I missed that. That was a question that we had on Wilderfit saying, "Can you ask Pete if he pisses Fanta?"
We can't miss that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to let it happen.
from Scott that was. But now my question, which I'm going to start asking everybody who comes up from now on, is: have you ever seen a UFO, and do you believe in aliens?
No, and no.
Okay.
I'm open to anything. I'm not really. I'm pretty chill. Whatever. If I saw one, I'd believe it.
Have you seen one?
No. But I ain't against the idea.
No.
You're on the
Oh,
fence.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's, yeah. Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah.
Never seen a UFO. Be cool to see one,
Yeah.
but I think I'd probably get scared by the time it landed and came near me.
Beamed you up?
After what
Yeah.
we were being told earlier, Pete, I feel this is possibly a setup, so I think we should be reserved on that.
No, this isn't a setup. Like I was one of the UK's 9 MUFON investigators for 12 months. I was an official UFO investigator. I had to go out and investigate them.
Really?
Yeah, for 12 months. I've got a MUFON certificate and badge over there. I'll show you.
Really?
Yeah,
That's mad.
I've seen it all.
We've learned some crazy stuff tonight.
Yeah,
Is that legit?
that's legit. I'll show you my certificate
No way.
afterwards. Yeah.
There has been a lot. My eyes have been open this evening.
If
Yeah.
people spotted aliens around the country, he'd
Yeah.
be one of 9 that got rang up, and he had to take the details for.
No way.
his
You got
sighting.
some nutters, but like you got some interesting stuff. Like
Where
where
are
somebody
you? In my
sees
living
something,
room.
somebody sees something in Blackpool, like and gets a video, and then somebody in London, like within an hour's difference, seeing exactly the same thing. These people don't know each other.
Oh,
So yeah, you get stuff like that. Then you get some nutters.
Yeah.
Or you get that's a drone or that's
Yeah,
Mars.
some-
or
something, yeah.
But there you go. That is a
There you go.
question. From now on, I'm going to ask everybody
Perfect.
until we find someone that has.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah,
It's been,
thanks for
it's
having
A
been
lot of
good.
fun. Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
very much.
it. And
We've waffled on a bit.
We have offered on a lot. Yeah, I think about 2 hours
Yeah.
probably.
yeah, I'll see you again. Very soon because I'm taking Chris over to pick his bike up
Yep.
Yeah.
Any day.
and my bits for my.
You're
Newproof
going to
as
hire
well.
an e-bike?
Yeah.
No.
An RE bike.
An RE
Yeah.
one of our e-bikes.
One of our e-bikes.
Take me to
Yeah.
church.
No, absolutely.
Exactly, yeah.
Massive thanks, guys.
I'm going to buy a Fiddlecock.
Fiddlecock bottle. There you go.
And
Fiddlecock.
Get yourself a fiddlecock.
that for episode 4 is a wrap.
Ta-ra!
See you later.
Why are you holding yourself like
I
that?
do a weird thing that's different after
I
each
noticed.
one.
We'll start again.
Sorry about
Can't
that.
get.
So, next year of...
Don't say that.
Aye.
Embargoed. Cut that bit out.
He might have given something away that's embargoed, whatever that means. But,
Means nobody can know, so it's not good to say it on a podcast. Can you use the first bit out of the first bit? 'Cause I like
Oh,
what I said
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Fuck's
We'll
sake.
start again.
Oh, come on, Lee.
Do Skilled! This podcast is sponsored by InLife Web Design and Digital Marketing. Smarter solutions to bring your website to life. Also, JCFX Media, shaping your vision through film, animation and aerial footage. Have a nice day.